Hi, welcome to another episode of Shy, Not Shy in Texas. I am Jeff McGroarty, as always.
And I'm Nikki McGroarty.
And tonight's topic for our podcast is going to be
My life as a disabled person
in the state of Texas
and in America.
and in America. Correct. So tonight it's going to be mainly my wife talking about this subject since she is the one currently living with this disability. So the floor is yours, my dear.
Let me tell you about me. I used to be someone who worked 2 jobs. I wasn't scared to work. I even took work home at one point when we lived in Florida and I had the Nextel.
You have a lovely chirping sound every, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Drivers calling me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all came to a halt.
Correct.
And it started with one thing and it's led to many others. But we can break down all of my medical conditions and explain what each condition does and what it does to me daily, weekly, monthly.
Right, how it's been affecting your
My-
life being disabled
Yeah,
in the United States.
and my quality of life
Mm-hmm.
that I go through.
Right.
The biggest one is IIH. That is idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Used to be called pseudotumor cerebri which breaks down to ghost tumor. My head thinks I have a tumor, but there's not.
Right. It's basically tumor condition symptoms without the actual tumor.
Right. So, no, it's not life-threatening because there's no tumor, but I get to have all of the
Lovely side effects and symptoms. Right.
Migraines, dizziness, which is vertigo, the noise inside my head that sounds like the white noise that you used to get on the TV when, the snow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That never goes away. Sometimes it's louder than other days.
Right, because there's times you can't, if you're trying to watch TV and I'm trying to have a conversation with you, you can't focus on one or the other because you can't hear me.
Right. If I'm on the phone talking and you try to talk to me at the same time, it cancels everybody out and I can't hear what anybody's saying.
Right, exactly.
So what it does to me is I can be anywhere. Say I go to the grocery store. Somebody walks by me with a lot of cologne on, or just smoked cigarettes, or is a heavy smoker, and I smell that and they walk by me. I go into a vertigo, dizzy spell that renders me unable to walk.
Yep, like happened in Target.
The one time I was at a Walmart by myself doing the grocery shopping, and it happened, and I had to call you had to call my dad, and he had to bring you up to Walmart
To get you.
to
drive home.
To drive home because I couldn't anymore.
Right, because you drove there, so you were fine going there. It just happened that quick. What this is it can happen basically instantaneously.
Yes.
You could go into a store completely 100% fine, like most people on the planet. And then with this, like Nikki says, that anybody wearing a strong cologne, perfume, cigarette smell, cleaners,
Yes.
anything really strong scents can trigger this. And anybody that has this disease knows this 100% for a fact. But it's just the degree of disabling effects, I guess
Yes.
it would be on people. Some people, they get, like in your case, gets very dizzy, very nauseated sometimes,
Yes.
and it makes it impossible literally to walk.
Yes, I call it crab walking because I'm holding on and walking sideways to get to where I need to go.
Right. You've done that multiple times in our house, down the hallways. When, like I said, when we go to the store, you went to the store and bent down to pick up a can of corn or something,
Yeah.
and you stood back up,
And
and it was that quick.
yeah. I was at someone's house. I was fine. I walked into the bathroom. I stood up, came out of the bathroom, and I was so dizzy I couldn't walk right. You had to leave me out of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which I've had to do multiple times, but that's part of life. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I tell him I married him because he was an EMT.
I've been told that a few times by
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah.
Also, the fact I was tall and I can reach the high stuff.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But IIH affects me daily because I wake up every morning with some form of a headache, whether
Yep.
it be a sinus headache, whether it be a migraine, whether it be some kind of headache every day.
Right. Now, over the years, it's gotten better because in recent years, you essentially had to stay in a room that was dark, cold. You couldn't,
Yeah.
no loud noises, no music. Basically, I mean, there's days where you had to stay in bed for hours on end because you couldn't physically days because you physically couldn't get up out of bed.
Yeah.
So that's one of the bad side effects of intracranial hypertension on top of everything else.
Yes. And then we have another neurological, because IIH is basically a neurological condition.
Correct.
Another neurological condition is I have neuropathy in my hands, in my arms, in my feet, in my legs, which makes gripping, holding stuff becomes hard.
The hot and cold.
The hot and cold. Very cold. I can't.
You can't hold on to things that are very
Yeah,
cold.
yeah, he has to touch anything that's cold. If it requires getting it out of the freezer, he has to do it.
Right. But at the other side of that,
Is I don't always know if it's too hot.
right, because you've held things on your hand that I know for a fact that are too hot for you to be holding, but you're holding it
Yeah.
because you can't sense
I can't feel it.
in your fingers.
And that becomes a problem because also I can't feel when I
Cut yourself,
myself.
which you've done multiple times.
I'll be chopping some vegetables up or something for dinner, and I'll cut myself and won't know it until I see blood dripping down my finger because it didn't hurt.
Right, you didn't sense cutting your fingers.
Right, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So having any kind of job that requires,
Any kind of sharp objects is not always a good thing,
right. So that's out.
which eliminates any restaurant position.
Right, because most people are cutting up lemons or, stuff for salads or,
Right, veggies,
something.
meat, something. They're using a knife.
Right. And then I have another neurological condition called essential tremors, where I'm on medication that is maxed out. I can't go any higher on the dosage, but yet I still can hold something and
she's
I'm
not
still
doing she's
shaking.
not doing this intentionally, folks.
I'm not.
Now that's a cell phone. That weighs some decent. There's some deep weight to that. So insert pen and hold pen in same hand. Now imagine trying to carry a plate of food, which when we went out to eat, you've done that before.
Yeah.
Or back in your younger years, you were a waitress.
Yes.
Imagine carrying a full tray of hot or cold beverages over
Hot or
to a
cold
table,
food.
or hot or cold food over to a table. The person sitting down is not really going to want you coming up to the table basically shaking the food all over the place.
Right.
Although it's great if you're trying to mix drinks.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But with these 3 neurological conditions, I am on gabapentin, amitriptyline, and primidone.
Which you've been on for years.
Years. So all of these things I'm on to control my neuropathy.
Right. And you're on the max dosage of every single one of them.
Correct. And I still cannot stand in a bathtub to take a shower.
Nope. You have to have the seat, which
I
we
have
got
to
for
have
you.
the seat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't, my feet go to sleep or they start hurting real bad. And then he has.
Well, that and they wobble too. They
Yeah.
shake because of you not being able to hold yourself up, essentially.
Right. And so I can't take a shower
Without me here.
without him here.
Right.
Because he has to help me out of the tub. And he has to help me dry off or sometimes even dress myself because of the pain or dizziness or something that has happened while I
Right.
was in there.
And I'm sure people will go, well, just get a walk-in shower or get one of those step-in showers. Well, or
Walk-in
those safe
tubs.
step tubs,
Yeah.
you know, but they're $5,000 to $10,000. And us being a single-income family, we can't afford $5,000 to $10,000 to put out as much as I would love to do it on a tub
Right.
or a walk-in shower.
Because
right.
all of this that we're explaining to you today, I was declared disabled by a judge in the state of Texas, and they declared me disabled. And in my court hearing,
Which was on the phone due to COVID.
due to COVID, was a Texas Workforce Commission representative. And the judge asked him point blank, is there anything in her
Previous
resume
work history. Correct.
that she can do now with all of the conditions she has? And he didn't even hesitate and said, no, judge.
Nope.
And to me, there's 2 people right there, the judge and him,
Right,
that have
because
declared me disabled.
right, because your previous history was you were a master your last job,
Yeah,
that was back in 2007 that you stopped, was you were a master certified service advisor for Don Davis Ford here in Arlington, Texas.
right.
So where you were working 12 hours a day, 5-6 days a week, but you're required to wear
Yeah, heels.
heels.
And, business casual type attire.
Right, now dealerships, if you ever been to a dealership, now they're all wearing sneakers for the most
Right.
part.
And because it's Texas, most of them
Most
you can wear
people, shorts.
year round.
Right.
But
Because of your disabilities,
yeah,
your next thing you were going to talk about here, the heel spurs.
the heel spurs and the tarsal tunnel
Mm-hmm.
are both in my feet, which is what sent me from not being able to work as a service advisor anymore, because I was really good at it.
She was.
That causes the tarsal tunnel, the neuropathy, and the heel spurs are all in my feet. So that makes exercising, it makes walking, it makes standing at the oven or stove to cook.
To cook. Yep. Basic everyday functions in the
Yes.
house.
And causes me great pain just to be around, just to do little things.
Right. And this is also one of the conditions that prevents you from going to the gym to work out.
Yes, because one, I was in there once and they started spraying some kind of antiseptic and using cleaner and stuff, and that messed with the IIH. So, and another time I was on doing 30 minutes of the treadmill in a in a row, the whole 30 minutes. And I was so dizzy that he had to help me off
The treadmill.
the treadmill and walk me to the car.
Right, and this wasn't running on a treadmill. This is just walking
Walking
at a slow
the
pace.
slow pace walking.
Right, just to build up,
Yeah. So I was told to do 10 minutes, rest 10 minutes. Do 10 minutes, rest 10 minutes. So basically, if I was going to go for an hour, I'd only get 30 minutes.
30-minute workout.
Work.
Because every 10 minutes you'd have to stop and and sit down somewhere
Right.
and rest your feet and then try it again. And that's not even guaranteeing you'd be able to do another 10 minutes.
Right. And I can't do some of the exercises that they have in the gym because it requires you to bend over.
Twist side to side, up and down.
Which causes the dizzy.
Right.
So working out is not something that
You can
I
do.
can do easily.
No.
And could cause, problems. If I get too dizzy, I can fall.
Exactly.
So then we come to my asthma. I have many
Issues
with my asthma.
with your breathing in general.
Yeah. My allergies are contributing to my asthma issues.
Correct.
And my breathing issues. Because apparently I have really bad allergies.
You do.
I also just got diagnosed with hypoplasty, which is a bone that didn't form in
At
my nasal area when I was
when you're
in the womb.
in the womb or very little. Right.
And then they said I have a deviated septum, which came from trauma to the face, which would have been the 2-story window I fell out of at 11 months old.
Yep, she tried to be a skydiver.
Without a
Stunt
parachute.
Stunt woman.
Yeah.
Stunt baby.
So that causes me a lot of issues. I can't walk around the neighborhood because even if one person mows, and it's Texas, so we're still mowing at the end of November.
They were out earlier today cutting the grass.
So if somebody mows, I can be inside the house, all the doors, all the windows are shut. Somebody can walk by or go, either he is mowing the yard or the person next door is getting their yard mowed. And my whole head will stuff up and my eyes start watering.
Right.
So being outside is not, a good thing for my allergy issues.
No.
So I'm also on, I take Montelukast, which is Singulair, for my breathing. I have Advair that I have to do. I have my rescue and ibuterol inhaler. I have to take, of course, an allergy pill daily.
Yep.
And now I'm going to have to start doing that Neomed.
The gel nasal spray.
Yeah, that saline gel to keep my nose moist in here, plus Flonase every day.
Right. And that's on a daily basis.
And they're saying for right now they want me to do this Neomed 4 times a day and 2 rounds of the Flonase a day.
Right.
So that, we're getting into some money here with all of these
medications. Right.
That I really can't do without.
Right. And we're a single income family because you're disabled and you don't get any benefits from the state or the government whatsoever because of the disability you qualified for.
Yes. Apparently, there are 2 different kinds of disability. Instead of treating all disabled people the same.
Yep.
They have laws, ensuring that some people do not get anything. And if you do want to get it, they want you to commit fraud by telling you, well, get divorced and you can get your disability benefits.
Right.
Well, why would I get divorced? That right there is in 2025 should not happen.
No, there's a definitely issue the way the system laws are set up.
And, there shouldn't be a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
I sent a letter to President Trump about the disability system, streamlining the application process, ensuring fairness and transparency, eliminating the distinction between SSI and SSDI, enhancing support services, strengthening the fraud prevention methods. And then I told him the personal reasons as why this is important to me.
Right. It just was oh, poor me, help me. I want the government to help me. No, you explained
I
your
gave you the
conditions.
problem
Yeah, right. Problem and a solution.
and a solution.
Right. Which is what you're supposed to do. You have an issue, you figure out a solution. That's anything.
But I'm calling out all of the people that I sent it to.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to President Trump. I did get a stock letter back signed by, the auto pen.
But it didn't answer anything.
But it didn't answer any of the questions. It was just a hi, thank you for, sending a letter to President Trump.
And this wouldn't have been any administration. It wasn't just a Trump thing. It was, if Biden was in office, Obama, same thing. It's a stock form letter.
It's a stock form letter that the White House is going to send out.
Yep.
Which means he'll never see the letter.
He'll never see it, right.
I sent it to my local, Jake Elsey.
Mm-hmm. Congressman Jake Elsey. Yep.
Congressman Jake Elsey. I sent it to Ted Cruz, which is from Texas. I sent it to our Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. I sent it to Senator Thune because these are the people in charge of the Congress and the Senate up there.
Right. You even sent a letter to Robert Kennedy Jr.
Robert F. Kennedy
Robert
Jr.
Yep. Who's the health secretary.
Yes. I sent it to the Social Security Administration in Washington.
The person in charge of the Social Security Administration. Yeah.
I sent it to Fox News trying to get, someone to look at this.
Right. And again, it's not a poor me. It's the system needs to be changed because she is not the only one being affected by being disabled and not getting any help.
Right. There are millions of people, I'm sure, that aren't getting the help, who have had to divorce their spouse in order to get help.
And live in separate houses.
Because they couldn't get it any other way. And in 2025, that should not happen.
No. Any year that shouldn't happen, especially in this day and age.
I've had so many surgeries because my body has revolted over the years. Mm-hmm. I was overweight. I got the gastric sleeve surgery. Did real good. Lost 87 pounds, I think it was.
Which helped your asthma.
Which helped the asthma, which had helped some of my other conditions. However,
your body decided to go.
My body decided to revolt after that. The same year I wasn't in any kind of accident, but my rotator cuff decided, I want to be repaired. And so it was like 85% bad. So he had to go in and do my shoulder. An orthopedic surgeon had to do that. So that was at the end of the year. That was in November. Mm-hmm. I started physical therapy for my shoulder.
For your shoulder.
Which took me into February of 2022,
Mm-hmm.
where I ended up in a fetal position on the floor in great pain. Turns out I had a bowel blockage. And while he did that bowel blockage, he repaired the hernia that was in my belly. And then a week later, on his birthday,
Yay.
I woke him up at 4:30 in the morning to tell him that my body was leaking. My stomach was leaking fluid. I had towels stuffed in me to go to the emergency room.
And it wasn't a slow leak. It was like somebody opened up a faucet where it was a steady stream.
Yes.
So it wasn't just a drip, drip, drip. It was pretty sizable leak.
So turns out I had a horrible infection from the hernia mesh for the second time, because I had in 2016, I also had problems where I think I developed
The IAH.
the IIH because of the effects of the constant
The medication you had to be on, the
medications.
vancomycin, which was
Yes.
one of the causes of the vancomycin, the side effects for long-term use. And you were on it for, what, 2-3 months straight?
2 months.
Right.
Yeah,
To where you had to do it through the PICC line that I had to do for
right.
you.
I had a PICC line in my arm for 2 months,
Right.
and a tube coming out of my belly,
Right, with the wound vac.
the wound care vac.
Due to the infection, which apparently was there for about, 6-7 months? I think Dr. Roy said it was.
No.
It was there for a while.
It was there for a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the side effects of that is the intracranial hypertension.
Correct. And so that's where that all stemmed from. But then, so I'm back in the hospital for another week with this second infection.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 4 months, I believe, 3.5, maybe 4 months that I had another wound care.
Oh, that I had to take out the gauze, pull the gauze out and put gauze back in.
Yeah, repack it.
Repack it.
For about 4 months.
Which, being an EMT, kind of helped because I kind of knew what I was doing.
Right.
For the most part, but it was still kind of weird that
Yeah.
I had to do that.
And then June, I did fine after those 4 months, but then August of that same year, I started with more menstrual problems. I had really bad menstrual problems before that.
Right, you had your PMDD.
Yes. But now my normal would last 7 days. In August of 2022, I started bleeding constantly without it shutting off.
Right.
Which made me highly anemic. And
your iron levels dropped.
Right. And then they tried to put me on 2 different types of medications to see if it would control the bleeding. It did not.
No. So eventually you had to get
February 6, 2023, I had a total hysterectomy.
Right.
Which put me down for 6 weeks because of everything. I had everything wrong with my uterus except cancer. I had fibroids. I had cysts.
Right, very large from what he said.
Yeah, he was talking golf balls, softball, and sized fibroids and cysts in there. I had endometriosis. I mean, it's a wonder I wasn't more sick than I was.
It's amazing, actually.
And so I had to go 6 weeks without doing much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want me to vacuum, lift anything, not even a gallon of milk.
Right, exactly.
And with all of my conditions, housework
Yep.
is, I mean, unless he's here, it's not good for me to try to do housework when he's not here. Because if I have to bend over,
You can get dizzy.
I can get dizzy.
Mhm.
I can load the dishwasher, but if anything requires standing for anywhere for a period of time,
Right. Your feet start hurting, or
feet
your
start
hands start hurting, or
yes.
you get dizzy, or
The cleaners, I
the
can't use the
cleaners. Right,
cleaners.
exactly.
When he does clean, I go into other rooms so that I don't smell the cleaning.
Right, because Simple Green and Pledge and
Yeah,
Pine Sol and
this
Windex and all your normal household cleaners, you can't really be around when I'm using them because it
yeah,
throws you into a dizzy fit.
right. So after the hysterectomy in 2023, I had to have my gallbladder out June of that year. So now I'm down another 6 weeks
Yeah, because you can't lift anything,
because I just had my gallbladder out.
which I know I've had mine out, so I know the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
And I was working EMS at the time. I was working on an ambulance, and my boss was calling me going, hey, I need you to come back to work. I was like, well, I'm not going to be back for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
right,
Sorry, because you can't lift anything.
right. And then I find out that I lost my first kidney in 2000 due to stones. The stone had gotten so big that it just killed the kidney.
Right.
So they took it out.
Right, which they initially diagnosed as you having an eating disorder.
Yeah, when the doctors, before they found the kidney, were trying to say I had an eating disorder because I had lost
A lot of weight.
a lot of weight in a short period of time. So that's my granny looked at him and told him he was stupid, and we walked out of the doctor's office.
Right, but because of that, you only having the one kidney, the 2 medications reverting back to your IIH, you cannot take because it causes kidney stones, which you currently have.
And in my right kidney, I found out in 2024, beginning of 2024, that I have 8 stones in my kidney right now.
Yeah.
And one of them was
not small.
10
Yeah, not
millimeters.
small stones either. They're pretty much like every size.
And so the doctor I went to in October did a procedure to go through the bladder and the tube going into the kidney because I can't do anything. They can't do the vibration. They can't do anything else. So he had to go in and bust up the stones.
Or attempt to.
He busted up a few, but in the process, put a hole in the tubing.
Right, which he didn't tell you about. He told me about.
Right. And so he had to leave a stent in to keep that tube dilated until that healed,
Right,
which was 7 weeks.
Right, so at insult to injury, now you have that stent in and you still can't do anything.
Right. So I lost all this weight with the gastric surgery, and I did really well. I gained all the weight back, as you can see. Part of the reason I'm the don't want to be on camera
She's
person.
the not shy person. Or she's the shy person.
I'm the shy, but I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm now trying the Zepbound shots. And so far, I'll go down several pounds, I'll go back up 2 or 3, and then I'll go back down a little bit more, and then I'll come back up 2 or 3. So I don't even know if these shots are going to help because, again, exercise
Right.
is
They say
not
with any weight loss program, whether it be shots, whether it be
the gastric
pills, the
sleeve.
gastric sleeve, one of the things they tell you is to exercise. But because of all your medical conditions, exercise for you is virtually impossible.
Right. And as you can see, part of the reason I don't like being on camera is I don't have teeth. I had dentures at one time, but they don't fit anymore. I can't afford to get dentures right now, so I do without.
Right. Roughly, it's about $2,000 for a full set of dentures.
And I've been without the dentures for 5-6 years
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Mm-hmm.
And not having any teeth, I can't chew my food correctly, which aggravates another condition I have called IBS, and everybody knows what that is. And so, getting dentures would be good. And I know that if I had regular disability, Medicare has
Programs.
programs for you to get dentures.
Exactly.
So, I sit here with not being able to.
Right. Again, and it's not from an aesthetic
It's not for vanity. I
vanity.
could care
That's
less.
what I was thinking. Vanity, yes.
I could care less
Right.
about it to some point.
But these are all things that revert back to that being the type of disability she qualified for,
Right.
which I think, again,
There should only be one
you're
disability.
either disabled or you're not disabled. Doesn't
Right.
matter what you have. If a judge, a court, somebody, a hearing, somebody, anywhere in the country declares you, yes, you are disabled for whatever reason, that's it. You should get full disability benefits. Not a measly little check for $200 and some, because
Right.
that was insulting.
Right.
Or, it's just,
And I have my last pair of contacts in that I've had for a couple of years. And I have a pair of glasses that are many years old. I can't afford to get glasses right now because the insurance covers the frames,
but it doesn't cover the
but
lenses.
it doesn't cover the lenses.
Right.
And lenses are like $200, $300, $400 sometimes.
Right. You get free lenses, but
Free frames.
Or free frames, but the lenses will cost you $300.
Right. And we don't have it. But the glasses that I currently have were making indentures into my head. I had scabs and bruise
Black
up
mark.
here.
Yep.
Around my temple. And that didn't help the, headaches
Right.
that I constantly have.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my life. I don't go out. I don't go anywhere unless it's to the doctor or the grocery store. Occasionally we have family get-togethers and I can go there because I can sit and be there.
Right, but we can't do normal couple things.
I can't go to the movies because the
bright lights, loud noises.
because the movie theater is so loud that it affects how my IIH or my
Right.
vertigo or whatever.
Right, very few times we can go out to dinner because people wearing cologne, perfume.
Right.
So,
we are homebodies mainly because of my disability.
Right, well, that event I just worked last night.
Right.
At the convention center here in Dallas. There was more people walking around with heavy doses of cologne and perfume. It would have drove you absolutely bonkers.
It would
You
probably
would have lasted in there 30 seconds and that's it.
Yeah. And, with my problems, he works a full-time job,
Yep.
a part-time job
Yep.
now, and has to do most of the cleaning, housework.
Yep.
He does the laundry. He does the dishes. With help from him, I can help cook dinner. And I can sit here at the computer, but don't put me on a phone, because if there's background noise for them or background noise for me, I can't hear them good.
Right. So working from home is pretty much out because you can't.
I can't sell, I was trying to sell Scentsy, but you have to have a good online base that wants to buy from you.
Right. Or even a lot of friends in the area that will buy from you.
And I just don't have that, because why? I don't get out.
Right. Exactly.
I don't go meet people. Yeah. I have talked a little bit to a few of our neighbors, but I don't go out and socialize, because I never know what's going to happen with one of my conditions, or, while I'm out.
Right. Because there's many times we've gone out to where, like I said, the Target incident, where we were out and about just doing some shopping. We went out to lunch, ate lunch, fine, no issues, decided, hey, let's go here to Target and just pick up one or two things
That we needed.
in and out.
To
And
the
within-
grocery side, not
Oh,
the...
Right, to the grocery store, not the other side. And within 10 minutes of being in the store, you couldn't walk
Yeah.
because of somebody walking by with a cologne of perfume. But that's anywhere.
And it took me 45 minutes to get back out the door.
Right, and this is with her leaning
On a cart.
Picture this: somebody walking through Target, leaning on a shopping cart, head down, and multiple people were asking if you were okay. And that's
Yeah.
when I was with you.
Yes.
And then I had to leave to go get the car.
Yeah. And,
But that's all the time.
and some lady was nice enough to help me get to
The customer service bench.
the bench,
Right,
where I could just sit down until he could come in there.
Right. We went to Walmart one night where you had to go back in to go to the bathroom. Well, while you were in the bathroom and I was out in the car, you got dizzy, so you had to have them call me to come in and get you to help you out of the store.
Right. They had to get a cart.
Right.
They
To
brought
put you
me
on
a cart.
Right, to put you on a cart and drive you.
And helped drive me back to the car.
Right. So this is pretty much her life on a daily basis, a daily, monthly, and yearly basis for the past.
And with my weight, it's not like I eat bad constantly.
We try not to anyway.
We try not to.
Again,
With
one income family.
Income family, current
economy.
I know that the economy's getting better. However, we haven't been able to buy the healthy foods.
Right.
Because it costs double what the processed food costs.
It does.
So we have to go with what we can afford.
And then we have to stretch every dollar from my paycheck to necessities.
Right.
And unfortunately, good food is not one of those, I guess I would say.
Well, we had to get a car payment because our car broke down.
Yep.
We didn't have $10,000 to
Right.
fix
And the car was paid
motor.
off. And the car was paid off.
And the car was paid off that, we had to get rid of.
Right.
And Angel, someone from my past,
Just gave us a car.
gave me an extra car that they had
Right.
in a time that we really needed it. And I don't know how I'll ever thank them enough. But when we had that car and the other car broke down for the second time, we had to trade both of those cars in
To get our current vehicle.
and now we have a $600 a month or more payment. It's like $640
$645
a month.
a month on top of all our other bills, and again going off of one income. And I can't even count my part-time job as a second income because I just started with them, and that's hit or miss.
Right.
There's no guarantees there.
And this month of December, there's not going to be a whole lot because it's the month of December, and
Right.
people aren't going to have a lot of things that they're going to need to have people on.
And it's getting that time of the year to where you're going to start paying the end of the year taxes, your tax return, and all that stuff. So
Property
that's
taxes.
property taxes. Right, exactly.
We have a $2,200 property taxes, and I don't know how we're going to do that
Right.
because, we can't get loans.
Nope.
So, what's a person to do? If I was able to be treated like any other disabled person, and get SSDI, my check could help with some of this stuff.
Right. Even if it was I'd even take the almost $300 you got before. That would help us immensely.
Yeah.
An extra $300 a month that we didn't have before? Absolutely. And then you would have Medicare, which would help with covering the medical costs.
But with my jobs that I had in the past, if I look up what my current if I was to get Social Security
Right now.
Mm-hmm. Regular Social Security, if I was able to get that, it said I would get $1,100.
Right.
Do you know how much $1,100 would help us right now?
Oh, immensely.
I mean, $600 would help us right now.
Right.
Having the access to Medicare would help my health conditions immensely.
Right, because your prescriptions, some of them are not cheap.
No. And getting things done, like if I need to have a lumbar puncture for my IAH,
Right.
because we can't afford that now.
Right.
So
Nope,
I
not at
have
all.
to sit and suffer because I'm not treated as every other disabled person.
No, as I said, there needs to be, the policies need to change to where either you're disabled or you're not disabled.
Right.
Not a level of disability.
Not,
If somebody declares you disabled, that's it.
I'm an American citizen. I worked from age 15 into my 40s.
Right.
I should be able, I'm going to be 56 in 8 days.
Yep.
I should be able to be treated with dignity and have some dignity in my life.
And have a somewhat normal life.
And just get regular disability. There should be I should not have to go through this.
Nope.
But that is my life, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm sending this to other people. I'm going to send this to the local news agencies here and see if I just can't get somebody who can help, who cares. Because I didn't get any response from any other lawmakers that I have sent this to thus far.
No, none of the politicians other than the form letter from the White House.
Not Ted Cruz.
Not Ted Cruz, not Jake Elsey, not
anybody.
Anybody. I mean, it's basically crickets.
Yeah, and that shouldn't be.
No.
At all.
Nope.
So thank you for listening. Thank you. I hope that this may help somebody else. If you would like to get on this and give me your story, I would love to hear it.
Right, and we'll even do, if it comes down to it, we'll even do an updated podcast with people's stories and try to get people on here that we can talk to about their personal struggles.
Right.
With this and their current conditions, what they're having to go through, whether it be in financial, whether it be medical, whether it be, not getting disability, or being disabled and not getting any help.
Or being told, divorce your husband.
And move away. Yes, or divorce your wife and move away. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
But anyway, as always, thank you all for listening to Shy Not Shy in Texas. We're going to post this on our YouTube page. We're going to put this on Facebook.
Spotify.
Spotify as well. Yes, I keep forgetting about Spotify. So, as always, once it gets posted, if you all want to comment, if you like, subscribe to our channel. If you want to comment, personal stories, more than welcome as always. So until then, I am Jeff McGroarty.
And I'm Nikki McGroarty.
And we will see you later. Bye.